zip code benders, our road trips, our nostalgia, our thought-provoking questions, and our undying love for nerds. Remember, you're never alone if you have the bros.
Hey, bros, welcome back to Just Us Bros podcast. And Christopher Smith has wrapped up season 2 on Peacemaker on HBO Max. And as always, I'm Hokey Joker.
I'm Petru.
I'm Peacemaker season 2.
And Josh, Flashman, that looks amazing. And how long did it take you to make that Peacemaker helmet?
That is a 24-hour post process.
24 hours. And that looks absolutely awesome. And guys, season 2 has wrapped up. It appears that if you guys saw our first episode talking about season 2, Josh there was not like he's had to slug through season 1, but I think we've converted him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not like season 1. It was just too goofy and that darkened down for season 2, which is what I think of when I think of the DC. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
We found out, like the last podcast we did, found out they're in Earth X pretty much.
So that is the last one when we finally figured out that they were in Earth X. But yeah, I guess the wrapping of it was nice. I think actually I've read somewhere that when they all walked out in the last episode out of Checkmate, that was supposed to be the ending, but for some reason the epilogue ending was Cena was stuck in salvation, but we'll get there when we talk about the rest of this. But yeah, it was very emotional for me too. That last episode hit me in a lot of different times, man. I wasn't expecting to watch this episode and be like, oh, oh
Yep.
man. But
Yeah.
gone and got me again. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I like that. When I was watching it, I was like, okay, this episode's like it's supposed to be like almost an hour and it's taking too long. They're not going to do it. And there wasn't a lot of action, I would say necessarily. It was more like emotional backstory at most, which I really appreciated the change of pace on it. It's night and day between season 1 and this. And at the end, when they started playing "Oh Lord" by Foxy Shazam, like I'm like they did the same in the first season where they played "Do You Want to Taste It" to this end scene. I'm like, the show's about to end. And I did the Michael Scott softly, don't, you know. Um, but it hit on so many levels. It was grounded, and dude, it was a great show. And I know GL, I've talked to him about. He's like, he did not like it. He wants action.
He didn't like the ending or the entire season 2 overall.
I think it
I
was.
think
He
overall,
said it was. Yeah, I think he said it was fine, but it was just a matter of he's like, I wanted action, and we've said action. So it's like I really liked it. Just him and Hardcore's relationship that finally sort of has an answer to it.
yeah, we
Um,
finally understood what the hell the Doc event meant. I
wa-
mean,
and was it also surprised because I thought it was going to be like way more carnal and worse than what it actually was, and it was like just a kiss. To quote Mr. Brightside, it was only a kiss. How did it end up like this? Flashman, take it away. What do you think stood out with these last couple episodes?
the heart. I mean, you we found out that it was the Nazi world, which was we kind of predicted. Then
Yeah.
we found out that, the whole scene with Adebayo and her wife, I was almost in tears watching that one myself. That one was yeah, that one was rough. And then just the scene in the hotel room in the last episode where they all basically had an intervention with Peacemaker. That one got me pretty well too. So I I don't think I can choose a favorite out of the last 2 episodes. I don't think I can.
I too was kind of wishing that there was more action in season 2. I honestly don't think that Chris put on his actual Earth 1 Peacemaker suit. I think he only had like 2 scenes with the Earth X Peacemaker suit. That being said, I still enjoyed season 2 as much as I did season 1. And like I said, the Gunn said the last 3 episodes were going to be his bread and butter, like some of his best work. But those last 2 episodes, man, there was so much so much emotion I was not ready for because I was like, because you're thinking, oh, it's a DC comic book show. It's not gonna have heart. It's just gonna be bang bang shoot shoot, blue sky
Yeah,
beam, attack, kill, fire. No, it was definitely more of a grounded like actual drama series than comic book show. But I appreciate it for both of those things. It still had the comic book elements. Just I think that was kind of refreshing too because you kind of want to watch some things where you're not always like I do need the constant suit up and go fight the bad guys and then we resolve the day. That that's great on like Batman the animated series because I mean that's what each episode's for.
yeah,
And but for this one, season two definitely made me sit back and think, okay, you can do more with a superhero show instead of just like blind action all the time.
Well,
yeah.
season one was all action. This is where we got the heart.
Yeah. And I think everybody got their moment to shine. You got a little bit back into Vigilante and him and Adebayo's relationship. You touched on Adebayo's conversation going through the divorce. Um, Harcourt finally admitted to Chris, and Chris was still immature because after, that conversation when he walked out, it's like, did it mean anything? And she's like, it meant everything. Still, Chris, he comes back into the room and he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Which I thought was still true to his character, but I think one of my favorite scenes it was, well, okay, we love Eagly. I could have used more Eagly in this season, but I wish they would have talked more about him being an eagle god, unless that wasn't a hallucination from Michael Rooker. Um, but the scene at the end, like where he's like, "Oh, Eagly's depressed because Chris is in jail," but then when Economos at the end is like has Eagly in front of him, and Eagly just like puts his hand on him, I'm like, oh, Eagly's a person. So
Yeah,
those
going
moments,
back to that thought about him being an eagle god, I think that's gonna probably play a big part in like the DCU, but I think
yeah,
Gunn just wanted to introduce that. Also, like, well, we haven't mentioned it again yet, but Salvation, how that's going to be
yeah.
such a big piece going into the DCU, and fucking Chris is there by himself right now. So what the hell is going to happen? That kind of pissed me off. I was like, shit, don't end like this.
Yeah.
Well, I did see theories of that. That could be like Dinosaur Island and this mixed together because James Gunn has taken two characters and sort of amalgamized them together, like he did that with in Superman. Spoilers. With Ultraman and Superman's class, like Bizarro and Ultraman were combined. So this could be a Salvation Dinosaur Island situation because we heard the roars. But when I saw that, I thought, no, like now it's gonna be another 3 years until we see Peacemaker get out of this. If
Or
there's
hopefully, or it'll be resolved in Man of Tomorrow. Like we
and
cut to Salvation and Peacemaker's like this jacked, weird jungle man now that has seen some things and stuff, but he's
yeah,
still Chris because he needs to
and
get out of there too. So yeah.
and
Gunn didn't officially say that there was no season three. He just said that there was more to the story. So he didn't
yeah,
say yes or no. So
I
maybe
thought I thought this was gonna be like the Phantom Zone or something.
that's what
But
I thought. That's exactly what I thought it was.
yeah, and with that, it's I think going back to the character Frank Grillo's Rick Flag Senior, like he was so likable in Creature Commandos,
Mhm.
and like you root for him now, you're like, I hate this dick, you know, like what, like what's up is obviously we know what's up is, but it's like come on, like he is becoming a villain. Just let it go. Like he beat the crap out of Chris. Leave it at that. But something's off. Like it's gonna be revealed that he's like been controlled by like some mind chip or something that was implanted
Something Lex
when
did.
from like well when he was injured in Creature Commandos. He's gonna be like a cyborg, like they did with Bordeaux, but like more mind control.
Or he's just a
Maybe.
dick.
Yeah, but
I mean, because he is working for Argus. We're not supposed to technically share them. I don't think. I don't think I've ever been an Argus fan.
yeah, yeah. Which um, I do think there was some meta commentary in this where it's like, when do we like economist says to um hardcore is like, when is whatever we do actually good for humanity? Which I think oh, but we have to talk about the multiverse scenes of them like going through door to door.
Peppermint Land or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, with all the little
That
imps.
was
Yeah. But
hysterical.
well, before we jump to that, what you just said, where Economist said that when have we ever done anything that has been for the greater good of people? Like
Yeah.
just with that line from that scene from that was I think the final episode, right?
Hmm.
Yes.
There was that just showed so much more character development for not only him but the entire team at that point. I was just thinking that it was very beautiful that the entire series actually, everyone is still the same person they were in season one, but they're growing and changing. And I just thought that was great.
Yeah.
At the
They
end of season one, on that same topic, I thought that they had kind of plateaued, and that's just what they were and who they were. This season, all of them have elevated and become better humans, or whatever you want to say, uh, overall.
Yeah.
see
And
kids always lean on your friends for help.
and going to the multiversal door thing, there was a black hole, there was the candy land with I love the sound that the imps made when they exploded. The
Yeah.
pew.
I
Um,
Yeah, they
I,
turned to
I lost I
sparkles.
lost my shit when that one little thing was dry humping Flair's face, and he was like, "Oh, come on, man."
yeah.
But
But I'm
was
gonna
that just
throw
a throwaway universe, or was that an actual like comic book reference at all? That little universe
knowing James Gunn, it's probably a deep, deep, deep cut. Like that might be where like the Captain Carrot's from or something like that.
or
But
comic
my
book.
yeah, my favorite one, like, and those imps were dangerous. But my favorite one, and I'm gonna call this my head canon, is when they open the door and it's the spider legs with the human skull, and it just goes back and shrieks. That's the Dark Knight's metal universe to me. That's what I'm gonna say because
It totally could be.
that was
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
metal.
I think that could be plausible. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, but there's only like 99 universes or something like that. But yeah, a lot of untapped potential there.
Speaking of that, they you know what just came to my head. They should do for the DCU. They should like they're already doing kind of one shot stuff, but like just a one shot Dark Knight's Metal like two movie run. I would love the hell out of that.
Even if they did that in
Good call.
animated, I would watch that.
Yeah. Or a six episode series. Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
great. But anywho,
Yeah.
James,
what were the
So
other what were
listening?
the other universes that jumped out to y'all besides
See, we
Candyland
had the
creatures,
Candyland, we had the black hole, we had the skull spider thing. I
zombies?
feel like we're missing one.
yeah, there was zombies.
Zombies. Yeah.
Hey, that could be deceased universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may have been,
So
but they also looked like they were like colonial times where or maybe I just that's what I felt like.
yeah. So I mean, there's plenty of opportunity with that. But this leads into Man of Tomorrow. Um, I don't know how it does lead into Man of Tomorrow. Could someone explain that to me a little bit better, por favor?
I'd give it a shot, I guess. Um, a homeboy that was helping Rick Flag that was on Luther's team, the guy with the glasses and beard, I forgot his name.
Yeah.
The guy that opened the portal for them again or located the portal. Pretty sure he'll be back again, and he's probably him and Luther probably have a plan, and they're probably playing Argus right now, and eventually I think he's gonna get out. But something is gonna be in the multiverse that is noticing that this Earth One is messing around going door to door, and it's gonna bring some big baddie through those multiverse doors. And I'm thinking that Lex will be like, damn it, I need somebody to help me stop this. And he has a team with Superman. So something along those lines is what I'm thinking.
Like
Possibly.
you think it's I think this also does opens up the door for Boom Tube.
Yeah.
Um, maybe this yeah, I'm thinking could be Dark Side, but I think all signs are pointing to Brainiac just based off the teases that we've seen. Yeah, so I think Supergirl comes out next year, which that's wondering if how much this will relate to it. Um, I don't know, but I want to also take a moment and have an appreciation for the shit they put economists through with, hey, distract them. Like,
Horribly
hey,
fun.
a lobster walks into a bar and the bartender's like, hey, what the fuck? That's typical our typical humor, but what did we feel about the Augie Smith reveal that he wasn't an evil Nazi in this?
That
And
was
then he
the first moment in these last trilogy of episodes that broke me because I'm like, I was feeling Chris. I was feeling him like, oh no, he's not as bad as he was. And then as soon as we realized it, Vidge, shit, Vidge, I was like, damn it, no, because that
Yeah.
got me. And then when he's holding, or when the entire 11th Street kids are holding his brother down and about to kill him, and he just screams, I was like, oh, that. I actually had to go back and watch that, not watch it again, but I had to pause because I missed like a lot of follow up because I was just like, damn, that's such a gut punch right there because I felt Chris there. That was not John Cena. I felt Chris's pain right there.
Yeah. And I'm curious to see if there is a season three when uh his brother's going to come back because I thought that was going to be like the main
I thought
thing.
that was gonna be the last episode somehow. Yeah.
Yeah. So or whatever happened to Hardcore too, because that was like a big focal point, and then she's just gone. So is I mean, honestly, the best way that they could prevent this is if they go into the unit, like to solve this issue, our Hardcore can go into that universe, kidnap that Rick Flag Jr., bring him back and be like, here you go, Frank Sr., give us Chris back.
That's honestly kind of what I thought was gonna happen. For some reason, I thought Rick Flag Jr. was gonna wind up back on Earth Dawn.
But
I
guys,
thought that,
what did we learn from the end of this episode? It's not going to be the exact same.
yeah. I mean, that's just maybe that's my fan service, but um, on that. Uh, what was I gonna say? Oh, just I was anticipating Keith to come out and like try to take vengeance, but then again, like when he was talking about when he was trying to capture Leota, and his dad's like, "Why would you do that?" Like, you know, trying to
That's
teach
pretty.
us like who was raising Keith? Was it more so his dad or was it society? I think someone raised that question like on a podcast. I think it was like Aaron Quinones with Velocity Comics. I was I think it was Velocity, but that was something that I was like, oh, that's a good point. So there's a lot of things that could happen from here. I knew it wasn't going to be a happy ending. I was like, but I wanted it to stop like right when they're walking out of Checkmate and being like, you know,
Well, like I said, that was the original ending, but
yeah,
they had to add an epilogue. But
yeah.
also, yeah, if this was a CW show, that would have been the finale. Keith would have come back and they would have resolved it in 20 minutes, and then that would have just been whatever.
But can I say another, like, it made me laugh in like some ways that I wasn't anticipating. Like, we knew the goofy humor in the first season, but like, I think this season lacked it, but that made it hit a lot harder. Like, the whole thing with Okonomos's joke of, the lobster in the bar, or at the end when they're doing the spider facts, and he's like, spiders make milk. False. No, they do. And like, you can buy spider milk? Yeah, Whole Foods. Like that was funny.
That's why I was like, Tim Meadows is comedy gold. I love that, and I
And you
love
called
that.
it. He did
Yeah,
come to the good side.
and I
Yeah,
love that him and that, like you said, that him the Fleer and Vidge scene was great too. Like you said,
yeah. I'd give this. I waited for it every week. I'd 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for me. But that's just the action. The missing action is like taking a point away, just because it is a superhero TV show. But I'm telling everybody to watch it. I've converted some people.
Overall, the season, yeah, I'd give it 9 out of 10. But the last episode, I'd give it 10 out of 10.
Oh
Hands
yeah,
down.
and for me, since I rewatched season one again recently to prepare for season two, I actually don't kill me, but season one I would give like a 7.5 out of 10, but didn't hate it. And then this season will definitely get, I guess, 8 out of 10. But the one that just if there was something to nitpick, because we have to find something to nitpick about, when after he asked Harcourt if it meant everything to him or to her, and she's like, "Of course it did, you dummy." I just felt like that was weird. Like after that, like he goes back into the hotel and then he's like all cheery, and then it turns into a happy ending. I'm like, this seems like we're missing something. Just that's just what I felt like. It felt like it was something was supposed to
Yeah,
be
no,
there.
you're 100% right. Yeah.
Yeah.
which and I do like how they used I'm assuming they used Vigilante's money to like fund the business.
Oh
They
yeah,
used it to
most
go,
definitely.
but
Yeah.
they sort of glossed over the fact that like Chris was arrested and will have to go to court. That's maybe something that they didn't bring up because I was like, doesn't he have to still go to court for that? But
Yeah, because technically
I,
yes, and then also that Rick Flag throwing him in Salvation puts the whole wrench in that plan. I'd be like,
it's
oh,
like,
he must be running away. He must be on the run somewhere. We can't find him.
yeah. So that's but I guess him and Hardcore are like dating then because like they're holding each other at the Foxy's Shazam concert, which well, I'll ask that after this. Um, it was just like I guess they're dating now, but he still lives in this motel. Like how close is the motel to their business? Logistical me was like all these questions that don't really mean anything, but
We'll say they're exploring options at them.
yeah. Yeah, because the last episode did have a lot of 1 month ago on the boat and 1 week later, going back. But anybody else surprised that it's like a Freddie Mercury clone singing that song?
Yeah, that was creepy.
Yeah, I have to admit live here that I did not realize that the lead singer was a man. I thought the entire time this was a woman singing in the intro.
Yeah, yeah. So,
My
but
bad.
I've heard that song and listened to it organically, not on like reels of memes, but like 6 or 7 times since then. It's a good song. I like it. Um, Depending on the mood, I like season one better. But also depending on the mood, I like season two better.
I like the slowed down version of the song too.
Yeah, it's, they didn't really give an explanation for why Tim Meadows just like left Argus because he was just like,
Well,
I'm
I'm assuming it's because every time
when
they
they
sent him in,
apprehended
somebody died.
yeah, when they apprehended Chris and Economist booked him, and that was his character saying he did the right thing, and also like Flashman just said,
Yeah.
seeing all of the people die when they go to multiverses, and then Rick Flag not giving a shit at all. He was like,
yeah.
"Yeah, I'm not on the right team."
Keep going.
Yeah. And there was a lot of like allegories that I appreciated from a thematic standpoint, like when you seeing all these foot soldiers go into the QUC and like people are coming out dying, crying, and then like the whole Lex Luthor's henchmen and Frank Grillo are just like, oh, oh, drinking champagne and like celebrating. It's like, no, you have people dying and you're celebrating, which I thought was a great theme. Like it's a little overhanded, but I thought it was like I don't really pick up on some of that stuff, but that one I was like, okay, that one's heavy-handed, but I can appreciate it. Season three, we want it. Obviously, I think we all do.
I
Yeah.
want to taste it.
Oh, I want to taste it still. I like it. We waited so long. I don't want to wait any longer. I hope this gets resolved soon. But that's if they did it, they wouldn't do cliffhangers. So, they say the best movies, TV shows have like the saddest endings. This is coming up on the saddest ending. Chris finally finds happiness, and he gets stripped away from it all.
Yep, and also talking about Chris, real life, he's known as John Cena, who is actually ending his wrestling career this year, so he's gonna be open 2026 and beyond to do all of the stuff Peacemaker that he
Yep.
needs to do. So he has no WWE ties anymore. So he says, but no one ever really retires in wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah, and so it's just exciting to see what the DC slate has next. I think James Gunn's 3 for 3 with his projects. And since he's taking control, 4 for 4 if you want to count season one of Peacemaker. So us as DC stands can't wait.
I'll say this. I'm pleasantly surprised, happy I was kind of wrong about Gunn. I still am not watching Superman because I hate David Corn's sweatballs or whatever the fuck his name is. But other than that, I think it's he's doing okay. Yeah.
Well, I'll say this about Superman. There will be three scenes that would move you if you did watch it. And I just know that they would move you. 'Cause just like from season 2 of Peacemaker, how it touched you emotionally, there's gonna be, I think, three moments in that movie that would,
Okay.
one, be like that's sad, relatable. Two, hell yeah, let's go. And then three, damn, I just want to be a better person now. If you do watch the movie, just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I fell into peer pressure to watch Peacemaker. I guess I'm gonna be stuck watching Superman now.
It's on HBO Max now.
I know it is.
Okay, looks like we found our new economist with dealing with the peer pressure.
Y'all,
I mean, okay, Ginger, cool.
I ain't mad.
I think one of us for the next cosplay needs to be Eagly. Yeah.
Best I
I'll
got
just
is
go
a
around.
Scooby Doo costume.
All right, bros, what did you think of Peacemaker season 2? Are you excited for a potential season 3? What did you think of this more emotional take on the character and other characters involved? As always, I'm Hokey Joker.
I'm Peacemaker from Earth One.
Peacemaker, Earth 99.
And until next time, guys, cheers.
If you have the bros, just